Hey. Ugh, it's a frog in my throat. It's Poisson invariance, your mathematical maestro and LaTeX linguist. Happy Tuesday, and how is everybody doing on this fine? Okay, just okay. It's fine. It's not like fine, like, oh, this is so fine. It's like it's just okay. It's a fine Tuesday. That's interesting, actually. Because, like, how does that difference of... How do I put it? How does that difference show up? Like... Because I imagine the traditional definition of the word fine is, like, very nice. Very nice. Because we think of refined, and so, like, another version of refined, but nowadays we use it as like it's okay, but if you say like in Skyrim, they're like, it's a fine day with you around, they don't say it like that, they say it less terribly. But if that's the case, then when did that switch happen? These are questions for not me. Your entire dorm got told off for being slow on an 8 a.m. fire drill. Who schedules a fire drill that early? Like, if it's an actual fire, sure, you can't really well, you can technically schedule it, but it's less likely to be scheduled. But a fire drill, you have control over the scheduling. that is up to someone in charge who decides when said fire drill will happen. Instead, they're like, nah, what if we did it at 8 in the morning? That's stupid. That's very stupid. Well, like, wait, yeah. It's like, I'm trying to think of the times that the fire alarm went off at my dorm. I know there are some fire drills, they're not scheduled, they're random. But like, well, somebody somewhere is planning them out, is what I'm saying. It's not like someone's just like, you know what? Fire drill right now. Like, even if it's random for you guys, it's scheduled for someone. Like, someone in charge is listing this out. I mean, I assume so. Like, even if you guys aren't told. Then again, I guess the ideology or the idea behind it could be that you have to be prepared for any situation, and as such, it's like, oh, you have to be prepared for if it's the morning, if it's nighttime, you know, if it's a Thursday, even though statistically most fires happen on Saturdays. These are facts. They're not. I'm making it up. Other dorms do it at 6 a.m. Ew. Granted, I would be in college. I was awake by then. Out of college, I'm not. But no, in college, I was awake by then. But no one else was. I was like ready to leave the dorm by 6 a.m. and the dining hall didn't open until like 7, and so I would just kind of like hang out for an hour. I guess the earliest, well, was the dining hall open that early? Was the dining hall open that early? I don't actually know. I don't remember. I feel like it could have been. Yeah, I feel like maybe it opened at 6. Maybe it did open at 7. I can actually check right now if I wanted to. Well, I can check what it... Oop. I can check what it currently is. Statistically, you're rapidly approaching my location. If you're heading... If you're back in Europe, and if you're heading west, then yes. You got 6 hours last night, you had to take a nap after only 2 classes. I miss... You know what I miss? Finals week. Finals week had the beautiful thing of in finals week there was my favorite when it was doing analysis 1. One of my favorite memories was we finished the final about 3 in the morning over a Discord call, and then I went to the library because it was finals week, so the library was open 24 hours. And then I printed it, and it was super snowy and nice out. And then so I was walking in this 4 a.m. snow, all bundled up, and I was the only one awake. And then I fell asleep for about half an hour to an hour. And then I got up and I got ready and I went to class and I turned in my final. And then I went and had lunch with the people, my group, and then I went home and either played Dungeons and Dragons that evening, or I did Final Fantasy rating. I think I might have done Final Fantasy rating that night. That was fun though. Cheating, you were collaborating on a solo project. No, the final was a collaborative take home that was meant to be done with the group. That was the analysis work was specifically designed around group work, because it was the professor. He was my favorite professor from that uni. Had a really big was really big on teamwork and collaboration. We read books about it. I actually bought one of the books he suggested we read, and I ended up giving it to my dad for Christmas one Christmas, because like, Just a really good book on team building and team effort, because my dad is a director at where he works. It's like, this could be useful. No, it's a good book. And no, it was really, really good, because it was, everyone in our analysis 2 came from analysis 1, from the same analysis 1, because they were back-to-back semesters. And so part of it was everybody already kind of knew each other, and that made collaboration really nice. Collaboration really nice and really easy, because we had our so original classroom was like a traditional classroom in analysis 1, but we went into analysis 2. Then we had this classroom that was in one of the rooms in the library that was designed to be like a meeting room. So the students who were digital, because we had a few people who were on in a different, because the uni I went to has multiple campuses, and so I was on the main campus and these people were not on the main campus. So they would zoom in, and there was these like a 4-paneled screen in the center that raised a camera in the center and would point a camera towards whoever was talking. And then we all sat in a ring, like a ring around the room, Roomba, and we then just talked, and it was an amazing class because everybody's ideas were heard, everybody interacted, and the professor was not afraid to. So like some professors will call on anyone who they think like isn't listening. Yeah, this guy, he would just call on anyone. It wasn't like, oh, you're listening or not listening, and then he'd be like, okay, shoot, give me just like, name your favorite, like he would start off a class, he'd be like, you, name your favorite, well, he knew all our names, he didn't say you, we all knew each other, like we would go and hang out at his office and stuff all the time. He knew everyone's names, and he'd be like, all right, you so-and-so, tell me your favorite definition of continuity. And then they would do it, it'd be like, okay, the one where if the function, or if a sequence approaches a limit and the function of said sequence approaches the function of the limit, then you're continuous. And be like, all right, so and so, tell me the things that are required to define a metric, or a metric for a metric space. And then be like, okay, you know, triangle inequality, God, what were the 3? Oh, triangle inequality, what's the word? You know, back and forth. Like x to y is x to y is the same as y to x. I'm blanking on the phrase word. And then you know, if it's 0, then their distance is 0, kind of thing, and be like, okay, you're good to go. And just that sort of thing was really awesome. He was an awesome professor, and that's kind of a teaching style that I want to do my best to emulate. Because, you know, if I'm a TA, or if I'm, you know, getting an assistantship at a uni, regular part of grad school, in my case, will be a necessary part of grad school, so I can pay off grad school. And I want to try and emulate that, where, you know, if I'm teaching calculus, I want to be able to walk in and I want to be like, hey, how are you doing? What's the definition of a derivative? Or what's an example? What's a real world example of a derivative? You know, kind of thing. On a graph, what does an integral represent on a graph of a function? And I want someone to be able to just like pipe up and do it, because I want people to be able to discuss that sort of thing, and I want that like in our head. He was really big on knowing things forwards and backwards, so it was really important to review previous topics. And that's something that I find really cool about analysis in general, is that it's so broad. Its analysis is an analysis of math, and it in this case it was geometric analysis, which has a lot of different aspects, you know, metric balls, metric spaces, but then also is stuff, you know, like inequalities and derivatives and whatnot, because those have a geometric and those have a visual representation. So that sort of thing is so big. Derivatives dy of dx, rest of the answers left for the listener. Okay, sure. Yeah, no. My favorite, oh God, I had a student in my cohort who was a part of my group, and when we were doing our final and analysis too, and you know, it's a lot of those finals, upper level math, it's 90% of the questions are prove this. And so one of the questions is, you know, prove that this is a metric space. And you know, you could test it, you could do all these things, and he's just like, well, if he wants us to prove it, then it must be true, so therefore it's trivial. And that was just his answer to every question, where he's like, no, that's trivial. Can be assumed. It did not fly. No, he didn't. That student was an interesting person. He was super motivated at being lazy. He was motivated. He really wanted to get the 3.8 or higher GPA, I think it is. Or is that magna cum laude, I think? He was dedicated to getting that. The thing is, he was so lazy that but also smart, where he created a spreadsheet and then did the math behind every assignment that he had in every class. So he figured out the exact assignments that he could drop, the exact assignments that he could be lazy on, the exact assignments that he would have to try on, the exact assignments that he would have to get tutoring on to assist with, or do like group work on, in order to maintain that 3.9 or 3.8 GPA with the least amount of work possible. And multiple times, another guy and I, who was actually his roommate, was like, dude, if you just spent any amount of time putting that into your actual classwork, you would be killing it. And he's like, nah. The dude was weird. He was interesting. God, I remember it was actually kind of sweet. Because of my early college years, I didn't get as high of a GPA as I really should have. I'm not gonna beat myself up over that. I've spent enough time beating myself up over that. But when we were taking our graduation photos, he had gotten like this certain sash or cord or something, or you know, piece of regalia on his graduation garb, and that because he had gotten such a high GPA. And when we were taking our pictures, he hands it to me and he goes, you should be wearing this because I would have not had passed this if not for you carrying me through my last 2 years. My last year, because we became friends in our final year, and I kind of carried him through linear algebra. I carried him through advanced linear algebra, through analysis, through some other stuff, and abstract algebra was the other one. And it was just like this really sweet out of character moment that I didn't expect from him. This guy who had been very dedicated to being lazy and kind of not contributing to like the group work as least as possible. He just had like this moment of just like genuine, I appreciate you. And I don't know, that was very heartwarming to me. Does it make up for the fact? No, but I thought it was sweet nonetheless. He was also rich. That was crazy. It was really funny. He was rich. His family was from, what country was his family from? I don't know, but his family owned one of the largest construction companies in Malaysia, I think. So he had a lot of money. He came from money. So he was kind of spoiled in that regard. But he would only ever wear a hoodie and sweatpants. And I don't know, it was really funny because it gets cold where we went to university. And so we're all bundled up. I'm in my leather jacket, and underneath that I have 2 layers. I got my gloves on. I got a hat on, like a hat hood combo, his whole thing, and and the other guy who's his roommate is also, you know, bundled up. He's got a winter jacket on. He's got gloves on. He's got a beanie, I think he would wear. And this dude is walking next to us in a hoodie and sweatpants, and underneath the hoodie has a t-shirt, and it's like single digits Fahrenheit, like, if no, it might have been negatives. I don't know. It was enough to be snowy all over the place, so it was like past freezing. So yeah, no, it wasn't negative. It was in Fahrenheit. I'm crazy. That doesn't make any sense. No, but it was like single digits in Fahrenheit, and so we're all bundled up, and he's like sitting there shivering as he walks next to us. We're like, dude, just buy a jacket. And he's like, no, I'm good. We're like, you have the money. You DoorDash every single day. You DoorDash all the time. You Uber all the time. You DoorDash and Uber. Why are you not just buying yourself? You literally have so much money from your parents that they just give you. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about it. He was funny. Like I said, he was interesting, and he was irritating at times because he would not put in the effort that everyone else was putting. He was putting in the amount of effort to be as lazy as possible, but he was a nice guy, and he was definitely worth an enjoyable story or two. In fact, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna say. So he had a phrase that he said one time that made me die laughing. I did not realize that this phrase was actually his life motto. He ended up using this phrase many times, and when I friended him on like Steam at one point, it was his bio on Steam, or like his little tagline on Steam. And we were talking about the probability of passing exams. And he turns to me and he goes, listen, Poisson, I only beat 2 things in this world. So again, we're talking about the probability of passing this exam, and he's like, and he didn't feel confident, and he's like, you know what? I beat 2 things in this world. My meat and the odds. And I think that perfectly characterizes this dude. Hi, straight male. Hey, wrench. Hey, wrench. Oh, wait. You're a straight male. You're not math. Oh, man. My mic's broken. Pathetic. But, yeah, so that's the motto he apparently lived by. He's a butcher. Yeah, exactly. He was tenderizing a lot of meat. That's what that phrase meant. He was tenderizing meat. Is what we'll say he was doing. He was tenderizing meat. And I just threw back in, hope my streamer didn't make any straight sense. I was just telling a story about what a motto that guy one of my cohort members lived by. It's just crazy to me, but he like said it with like so much fervor. He's like, listen, Poisson, I only beat 2 things in this life. Like, all right, if that's the motto you want to go by, then that's the motto you want to go by. More power to you, buddy. More power to you. Because you know what? He got that 3.8, 3.9 GPA. He got the special sash, the special cord. What did he go on to do? He interned for 3 months somewhere, and I never heard from him again. Or is he busy doing nothing and feeling bad about it? Well, what do you have to do? Well, also... don't say it again. Don't say what again about how this guy beats 2 things in his life. Yeah, alright, I was gonna look up when the dining hall opened. Oh no! Oh wait, no. It's lunch. When does the breakfast dining hall open? Because part of the things I was curious is when breakfast was open. Oh yeah, the breakfast would open at 7:30 in the morning, so so I would be up and like ready to go at 6:30, and then have to just sit around and wait until I could get breakfast, and my first class wasn't until 9, so I was just like, okay, guess I'll hang out and wait for a fire alarm to go off. Well, I guess I'll pull a fire alarm if they're, I mean, you don't have to do anything. I mean, like, what's on your to-do list? Yes, technically I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do half the stuff I do. I'm burping because the Red Bull bunch, sorry. I don't have to do half the stuff I do for stream, but I do. I do because I want to. So in that vein, what is on your docket? What is on your to-do list that you feel would be a good idea to do? We 2 things in my life, the straightness and the weather pointer, Tem. I can't believe I found that Tem village in Undertale. It's just the uwu cats. I know they don't technically do uwu, but they're uwu cats. They're uwu cats. The fact that that one was like, hey, can I have money to pay for my higher education? I'm just like, you don't have a to-do list? Make a to-do list. Like, make a to-do list on there, but there's an issue there. Just make one. Like, what do you want to get done in a day? What's something that you want to get done? And there are certain things where it's like, if you list it, maybe it'll feel like chores. That was a problem for me, where it's like, oh, I want to play this video game. And then it became like a chore. It became a chore when I felt, oh, I wanted to play this video game. I'm at 699 subscribers. Oh my god! Yeah, at 800 subs, like I said, I'll post a picture of my toaster. But what it's become, I need to also like dedicate my time better and manage my time better, because like part of my day-to-day has been now making shorts, where at this point I put it's a part-time job, so I don't put a lot of effort into it. I put more effort into my streaming than I do into my part-time job. I need to put more effort into studying. I'm gonna be honest. I want to do more studying. I was thinking about doing that today instead of Project Euler, maybe just pivoting it into a studying thing. Just like learn some stuff. But I guess I do learn stuff while doing Project Euler because that's more of applied. That's the nice thing about Project Euler, is that it is so applied. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. Dedicated or like dedicated. Yeah. Must up the pace, proceeds to talk for 27 minutes. Hey, I'm gonna proceed to talk for even more. part of it. Oh, actually, yeah. No, I'm just gonna keep yapping. Y'all can't stop me. I say we must up the pace, but then that's an excuse. I can say that every stream, because I will spend just stream talking. But yes, I suppose in a minute or two, a few minutes, I can just go over and I can pivot over to what we plan to do. Oops. You want to do Project Euler? Well, Bastion, hello. I don't know if I've seen you in chat before, so hi. Yes, we will get to it. I was gonna say something, though. I had something on my mind. I'm trying to remember what that something was. Oh, right. Yes. So I wanted to talk about this. Evil Poisson's like, we'll do 5 minutes of talking, then pivot. No, I've never pivoted in a reasonable amount of time. I've talked for an hour straight and then pivoted. That's what happened yesterday with Undertale. No, I wanted to... There was a thing. So I never played the horse game. I never... The horse game. I never played the horse game. I still haven't played the horse game. I saw an edit popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, wait, if the horse game had been sold to me like this would be awesome. Ava saying pace made me think of running, so I'm gonna show that edit real quick, because that's what's on my mind. Uma Musume, that's what it is. All right. Where are we? And then, so we'll watch this, and then we will pivot over to Euler. But first, I want to watch this. So like, so if this is what the horse game had been marketed to me as, I would have played it, because this is metal as hell. It's like Devil Man running. Like, you'll see the thing that gets me in a second. Like, first off, she's in a lab coat. She's running past like math equations, and then I was like, so what is this character? And then I Google it, and I was like, oh, she's a scientist who goes like all in on what she does to like a detrimental effect. Like, that's metal. That's metal. Like this, look at this. Like if you I don't even know what that is. That's like AI generated music, probably SMD music, and then this fucking freaking hilarious. I also have this open. But no, it's like, if that was like, she's like goes like detriment to her own health, and just like tunnel visions like crazy on her work. I was like, that's me IRL. This is my spirit animal. My spirit animal is a horse girl. Jack's like a cute girlfriend because you're meant to want the horse girls, I guess. That's boring. I want to channel. I don't want to date the horse girls. I want to channel the horse girls. Yeah, based off IRL horse lore. So then I read about, because then I was curious. I was like, what's her deal? I just looked up her name, Tachyon, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, the actual horse only ever ran 4 races and won every single one. I was like, what the hell? That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. But yeah. Because people want Project Euler so bad, I was thinking about watching this 3 blue 1 brown video about the physics of Euler's formula, but that can be saved. That can be saved for another day, I suppose. Or on my own time. It's whatever. It's whatever. I don't even care. I don't want to watch stupid thing anyway. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and boot up all my stuff. Is that the current problem? I haven't opened Project Euler in a minute. And channel the horse girls of phrases approaching Mr. Who's Mr. Hands. Sounds ominous. I don't know who that is, but that sounds not good. Okay. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. Ava's axiom. I forgot that she now has an axiom officially named after her. That's not actually an axiom, it's just a function, but... You know. Hello, model? Model. We good? Sweetie? We good, sweetie? Hello? Okay, there we go. Weird. I don't know why it does that. It's like a connection thing. Connection. You see the way my model did the sniff? I can't replicate it. You guys can't hear the sniff, but every time my eyes went wide, there was me like inhaling, like sniff-haling, snailing. Okay, let me open up. Okay. I'm hungry. I ate before stream and I'm already hungry again. Why am I hungry again? Hold on, let me loudly open this bag of chips real quick. And I'm gonna stuff my face with chips while I work. I hope you like ASMR, Crunchy. Oh god. Wow. Fun fact, by the way, I'm not chewing with my mouth open, but the motion of the jaw makes it think that my mouth is opening and closing. Alright. What problem were we on? 18? Okay. Ooh, this looks scary. First things first, I think we're gonna have to generate the triangle, but I haven't even read the problem. Oh no, they just give it to us. I read the note, yeah. We can't brute force it. No! No! By starting at the top of the triangle and moving to adjacent numbers on the row below, the maximum total from top to bottom is 23. The maximum total from top to the bottom of the... Wait. It says there are only 16,000 routes, but wouldn't the What problem, Jay? What problem is that, Jay? What problem is that, Jay? Don't worry, I won't say it. I'll save her Sandy. No, but I think I'm confusing something. By starting at the top of the triangle and moving to adjacent numbers on the row below, the maximum total from top to bottom... Oh, adjacent, because it can go either way. Okay, sweet. Bisexual triangle, that's what I'm talking about. Now, okay, if that's the case, then how do we do this? I mean... Wait. Wouldn't it just be comparing? So I have these set of numbers. I just have the max total. Wouldn't it just be... So I start at 75. Is 95 bigger or is 64 bigger? 95 is bigger. Okay, is 17 bigger or is 47 bigger? 47's bigger. You can... Hold on a minute. Who wants to calculate it real quick? Because the only thing is adjacent and down a row, right? So it's 75, 95, 47, 87, 82, 75, 73, 28, 83, 47, Oh, no. I see. There's a chance the lower number opens up larger numbers. I get you. Okay, no. Okay, fair enough. That is tricky. Hmm. Okay, what about this then? Look at every row. Okay. Take the maximum value of each row and consider its position. What can we do with that? It says don't brute force it, so I won't. Because that locks us out of different things. How would you do this? So my thought is we look at every row, and then how can we mess with that? Little Timmy light switch, no. Anyways. Each row. And then you would have to relate to the row above it. But I think that would come close to the brute forcing method. If I compare 82 Yeah, because it shows why the initial idea we had fails immediately. If we do the initial idea, we go 75, 95, 47. Versus if we start with 64, we go 75, 64, 82, and that's bigger. So, yeah. Yes, it is bigger. So, it immediately falls apart. Instead, I'm hungry. Oh, that's 90 and 90. Or at least I think a step in the right direction. The largest number in each path. Oh! That is an idea. We list out each row. We find the largest number in each path. Okay. It's not always possible, but I think it is in the right direction. Let me write it down. Let me do it in Paint so that I can show you guys. So, I have one no capture too. I'm gonna hide the. So, I'm glad that this barely functions. Okay. 9, 3, 4, 5. I already did that wrong. All right. So, and then okay. Let's think about this. We start at 9, and our ideal, in theory, if we just go largest numbers, 5, 7, 10. Okay. So this limits us to not necessarily go at our largest path. But it's so tough. If we go from here to here, oh, working from the bottom up. That's an idea. No, working from the bottom up is actually a really good idea. Oh. Start from the largest number. I can only go to 1. Largest number. Oh, this. Does have a binary tree. Oh. The thing is, we're also going to run to an even larger triangle in problem 6, 7. So they really want us to set up a methodology to do it. Kind of long run time. Let me pick. So we start here, we do this. Okay. 11, 16, 25. I want to do this in a different one. You know. 10, 15. Yeah. $11, 14. I'm sorry, I did it again. 13, 16, 25. Okay. So I'm wondering, in the example, it could pass through 9, 5. Yeah. Dictionaries? Probably not great, honestly. I'm not sure. Has to hit most of them. In the example you wrote, it would pass through 9, 5, and 7 100% of the time. It has to be adjacent. So, for example, 5 can only go down to 2 and 1. 2 can only go down to 2 and 8. 1 can only go down to 1 or 8. Thinking inversely, 10 can only go up to 1. 1 can only go up to 5. If you start a corner, you're kind of set to be on a corner path. Hey, Abdel. How are you doing? I thought of a method that could work in... Oh! You thought of a method that could work in n squared time? Is this math? Technically, yeah. No, because, boom, boom. Because I can't go from 7 to 5 ever. That's too far. It has to be adjacent, so it has to go up to 3. It has to either go up to 3 or whatever would be here, but nothing's there in this example. 6 is nothing, or 6, 7. 10 is 1, or nothing. The only way we could get 27 is if we did 10, 7, 5, 9, which is not valid. I think I did that right. 17. I did that wrong. That was supposed to be 31. Anyways, no, but I think unless I'm missing something. Can't we just kiss? Unfortunately, no, we have to do math. Tongues are meant to be kept in your own mouth so that you can use it to speak proofs. Sorry to disappoint. Pair each number with this triangle. And you record. So, the thing is, I think that falls into the... itself plus the maximum of the triangles below, which are just numbers. Okay, let's write it out. Let's try with our little example here. There's a pair, each number with its triangle. On the bottom row, so like, I guess like this. We start at 10. We then build a triangle. Okay. For the position and the value, then you go up to the next row, and you go through each one. I guess? There's something about showing up to the math stream and be like, so you're a femboy, I see. Yeah, more or less. I've come to accept it. Hey, Shopnam. Hey, Skeleton. All right, so let's... I think I get what you're saying. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me actually stop and read your method. I'm getting distracted. Okay, all right. So... pair each number with its triangle. You start on the bottom row. You record the position and the value. Okay. Then you go up to the next row, and you go through each, and you record. So, are you suggesting like this, for example? Build this triangle. And then we build this triangle. And then we build this triangle. So we record that all these triangles, and is it true that femboys smell like cherry blossoms? I smell like, what's my deodorant called? I don't know. I just took a shower and I have a bunch of lotions on. 1 second. I'll be with you in a second. I know this is very important. Okay, I smell like lavender currently. So is that... You know what, Jay? Yeah, sure. Screen share for me. All right, Jay, take it away.
Okay. So I got the thing here, and I think you were getting it pretty much right.
Mm-hmm.
But so you're going through the bottom row. You record, so the 6. Its maximum sort of pyramid value is 6. 4 is 4, 8 is 8, 10 is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go in the second row. You see this is 7. So 7 contains the 6 pyramid and the 4 pyramid. So its maximum value will be 7 plus 6.
Uh-huh.
And then for 2, you take the maximum between these, so it'd be 10. And then for 1, you take the maximum, so it'd be 11. And then you go up to the next row and you work through each of these, and you see that at 3, its maximum is 3 plus 13, so it's 16. 5 is... So you're essentially corresponding each value with its maximum sort of downward path from there.
Uh-huh.
So theoretically, you can just go through each number once. Therefore, it works in n squared time.
All right, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I like that. Now, yeah, I want to. Yeah, so the main caveat with these questions, you know, is that your code should run in like a minute and a half. So I think we should be good. I'm curious how it holds up against the like 100 plus, but
yeah. I mean, 10,000 operations, it shouldn't be too bad.
yeah.
It's just maximum. So, I think it should go fine. I think the hardest part is going to be plugging in the entire triangle.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's always the worst. That's always the worst part. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the idea.
Okay. No worries.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. First time chatter won't stop being down bad. Is that true? You'd absolutely love to marry some cutesy little femboy who can cuddle with and call him your personal little baby boy. God, you love femboys. Guys, how do I break it to skeleton? How do I break it to skeleton? I have some bad news for you. Not only am I 6 feet tall, so I'm not exactly cute and small. I mean, I am like an anorexic, basically. But I'm sorry. I have a partner. I'm taken. I'm sorry to let you down. If that's a deal breaker, I get it. That's a deal breaker for watching. I get it. It would be the first time. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, so like I'm sure you all heard Jay say, you just record our maximum values. I like this idea. Oop. Skeleton died of shock. I know. It's just a good thing I didn't do the femme voice, and then I would pretend to be a girl. I wish I could do that better. I mean, that's anyways, that, and then we just hop up to 1. Okay. So, I like this idea. So, let's plug in our temporary triangle and try it with this. Okay? Okay. Let's shift over to this. Problem 18. Alright, so temporary triangle, how are we gonna model it? I have to model it as each row. Oh, this is gonna be gross. Because it can't be an array. Yes, it could. Ah, no, that doesn't work. It can't. Well. So let's see. Probably just a 2D array, right? My only problem with that, yes, the dimensions. So what do we do about the fact that the dimensions, the null stuff? What do we do about the null stuff, I guess? Do I just go with a length of whatever my longest one is? Sorry for flirting, but if your hair was the color of your avatar, you would call your firework pop boy. Thank you. I've always wanted to be a boy princess. I mean, no. So if we look at the bottom row, So I guess anything, what we could do is make an array and just... Okay, it would just be a gross off-center, but it's totally doable. All right, so what we can do is null zero valid, so you can use the indexes. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, so I have to build a square out of our little triangle here. Okay, let's do that then. How's that gonna work? Because that's not gonna be perfectly even. So if that's 5, so wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we have 15 rows. Every time it increases by 1, it'll be fine, because instead of going left or right, you go down or right. If you start at the top left, you'll never touch the zeros. Oh, that's true. That's true. I like this idea. I like this idea. All right, so let's start with our little example then. Let me remember to actually run the stuff. Import, install. Wait, what? No. Select kernel. Why is it not using the... I'm sorry? I'm sorry? What? I'm sorry, what? It's installing the Python extension. What happened? It's installing IPython. It deleted all of my environments. What the hell? You're not a computer guy, but you're like coding a video game or something? No, so what we're doing is there's 976 math problems called Project Euler that are like math problems that you solve through a mixture of mathematics and computing, and we're just trying to get through them. We're trying... Oh, no, they're back. They're back. Okay, it just deleted some of my stuff. Okay, whew. I was really weird there for a second. No, since I'm a mathematician, my goal is just to do them all, and we're just doing them for fun because learning is fun. And part of my New Year's resolution was to be more an active learner. So you guys can't really see most of this code because of that probably that problem. Blocking things. Okay. So count up the triangle. I'm gonna write that down as a note. Count up the triangle. So gotta go. Okay, thanks for stopping by though. Glad you could join. All right, I forgot to actually run the cells I need to run. Run. Now, our triangle, try array is equal to numpy dot array. Okay. How's it go again? A minute. Been a minute since I've had to think. All right, what are our numbers? Let me open up Paint. Or our temp numbers in quotation marks. So we have 9, and then we have 3 zeros. Those need commas. Okay. Our next row down, we have 3. That's 2, 3, 5, 0, 0. We have 7, 2, 1, 0. Finally. 6, 4, 8, 10. Okay, cool. I'm flat. Okay. I'm getting slightly flustered. I've never had someone try to riz me up on stream, so thank you again. I appreciate it. Anyways, you always read numpy as numpy, like humpty, except it makes it more endearing. I would, but it's called Python. Because I always do like SciPy. Python. Alright, so here's our triangle. Now, if we go up this triangle, we want to say... We want to count down or we want to start at the bottom and work our way up. So the idea would be to be like, we'd start at something like try array 0, oops, -1. This starts us at our bottom. I actually want to double check which one that starts at. Zero, -1. Oh, oops, I did that in reverse. There we go. So that starts us bottom left. I actually want to start bottom right and then work my way backwards because we want to work up diagonally. So starting at the bottom right, we would say, which I guess in this case, let's start like this. 4 I in j. No, we would have to do a double loop. So it'd have to be like 4 a double loop. So we would do for I in that and then for j in that, so then I can. No, let me remember how I'm doing this. I'm checking all of them, I'm moving up. I'm checking all of them, I'm moving up. Okay, so yeah, double loop. For I in range of the length of the triangle array, and that's fine because it's a square. For j in range of the length of the triangle array. Now I want to work backwards, so how am I going to do this? I want to be counting down. So actually, should I do a... I don't actually know. That's start at 0. Am I crazy? Let me just have squid to break it. My break statement. Okay, yeah, we start at 0. Perfect. Okay, so in that case, yeah, it works. So what I want to do is have it access this, where it's going to access the length of our little triangle array, which, you know what, for the sake of myself, I'm going to call it something else up here. And I'm actually going to lower down our little problem here, just so it's a bit out of the way. I'm just gonna lower it to like right here. You guys know what's up. You guys know the gist. So, max row or row count, I guess. All right. Music. What are we looking at? Start a full ambient music. We have Pretzels. We have Miku. We have some tea, or actually we're gonna have Persona 4. That's this leaf. All right, choose whatever you guys want. I said vote. Triangle array. That row count minus I. Row count minus j. If I'm doing that correctly. Let me remind myself already because I already forgot. Triangle array. If I do 0, -1, then that gives us that. Going all in on the Miku? Okay, sounds good to me. And the poll. Wow, what an amazing poll. Oh, so what I was gonna say is, I want to double check this, 0, -1. So I have that backwards, right? No, that's correct. I want this to be corner, because then if I do -2, I'm scooting inwards, J is changing. That's what I want. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn down Miku just a little bit. It's on my end, it's a little bit loud. Okay. That's all good. Counter to J. And now we want to, what? We want to, for our first wave, we kind of just want to count it. We want to say, we want to save this somehow. We want to be saving 15 different paths. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're doing 15 different paths. So, okay. Oh, is that YJ? Is that the official Miku lore? I had no idea. Alright, where is I? So, if this is the case, we just want to add this to... Wait. Hold on. I'm thinking. Let me look at paint again. So I have 15 different paths that I'm doing. Or in this case, I actually have... There we go. In this case, there's 4 different paths. I defaulted to 15, but that's not right. So at the start of each path, I just have to save it temporarily. I don't have to save everything, I just have to save stuff temporarily. Wow. So our first wave, we're run through each one. Go. This is just gonna be if I 0, then this here is gonna be this here is gonna be added to path J. Yeah. Equals that. Okay. Is this right? Gonna be added to path J. Then, if else, then it's going to be this plus equals. But not yet. We need to add a caveat. Okay. So, how do we choose the largest above? Let's see. So when we hop up to 1, so in the case of this, let me actually just run this real quick. Okay. No. Oh no, what I should do is do a -1 here and do a 1 here. Cool. And then we want to print. I just want to double check my values. What is paths of j? Paths of what passes? 10, 8. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, sweet. It's gonna run a bit backwards, but that's actually fine because the point is the sums. So we are going to then do. It's going good. If I want to choose the largest previous value, I would have to do it with a plus or minus. So I would have to do, I would want to check if j is equal to 0 or the final one. So if we jump up to 1, my options are 8 or 10. So actually, never mind, that doesn't matter. My options, if I go up to 1, my options are 8 or 10. So I'd want to say if so this will only run if it does not equal 0. That's good. Or is it called an elif? Yeah. Right. Chance to draw. Thinking. I completely lost my. Sorry, I read a text message. I equals 0. Then we do that. Okay. If it's not equal to 0, then we can continue. Because if it isn't equal to 0, then that's considered a null space. We don't care about it. So assuming it's not equal to 0. Ow. I want to compare. What are we comparing? We're comparing down a row. So we're what do we compare? We want to say this kind of versus that, where that is going to be +1 -1 directly below it. Yeah, directly below it versus +1 -1. Okay, that's what we're going for, right? That's what we're thinking. The array. Next down, we're comparing a row down, and then we're saying either the one right below it because of the way the triangle is shifted, or the no, but we're moving backwards, so that's also going to be a +1. So the -1, I would be thinking if I go up to 1 and I come down, I'd be comparing the 10 would be the j. Just no. The from comparing 1 to 10. Oh wait, what am I doing? 1 to 10. I would have to do j. Oh, it's working backwards. Since we're working backwards, that would be a -1. But the... No, sorry, never mind. I'm thinking of those backwards. Drag the one down there. Down one row, over one, versus just down one row, right below. That rhymed. Cool. This is what we're comparing. All right. Feel good about that. So... just take the max between these two. All right. So the max value between those two. And then we say, oh, God. And then that one will get added to this. Is this right? I think we're just gonna go to the previous line. All right, what does this say? If this triangle, using our little triangle method. Hey, Maze! Yes, the triangle project from Euler. So if does not equal 0, so we consider it. So we can ignore that, we can ignore that, we can ignore that. 1 will either then compare to 10, we'll compare 1 plus 8 versus 1 plus 10, and then we'll sum it. In theory, this is not a ridiculous amount of computing time, and we do get somewhere. If... oh, and then finally... sorry, this should not be plus added to it. This should be summed to paths. Yay. Is this correct? And then at the end, we print paths j. I'm not going to delete that just yet, just so it's I don't know why I bothered. Is this correct? No. There should not be a possible way for us to end up at 10. So this is wrong. 10, 18, 14, 24. Let me think. So what happened, I believe, was we skipped one of these. If we're not equal to 0. If we're not equal to 0, we just continue on. If we are equal to 0, no, if we're not, sorry, if we are equal to 0, we skip. If we're not equal to 0, we should do this. Plus equals the max between these two. Plus 1, that drops us down a row. This drops us, or keeps us in there. And, wait. Are any of these summing correctly even? 6, 7... Let's double check. Let's double check. Because it is so easy to get lost in the code. Let me just follow it through. A row count of our paths. What this does is it generates the 4 different possible outcomes. And then we're just summing the largest ones. So across our whole triangle, if I equals 0, which in the case of this, it does, we go through and we just say, okay, our starting values are our bottom row. We don't need to worry about those. Next, if this is equal to 0, so we loop to the next layer. If this is equal to 0, we say we choose between the maximum values. So at this point, row count minus I should be this one, okay? Row count minus J would be that one. But we can't do 0. We have to go down and then over 1. Unless I, again, misremembered how I was doing this. Yeah, they told us that problem 67 is kind of unbrute forceable, because it's like over 100 rows. Okay, hold on. Am I doing these backwards? So if I'm at -1, -1, I start at -10. So I go up to -2. I start at -1. In the case that that is 0, don't care. We skip that. But I lower down. That's the one where I lower down. Just directly. 0 to that. Now, that makes me think that should be a -1. Not sure why. But that shouldn't be a -1. That'd be wrong. The fact that we're even getting 10 still is incorrect. Which means I think there's also a problem with how I'm doing my paths. Oh, the paths. That's wrong. Where is my one syntax error that always shows up? Where is my one syntax error that always shows up? There's a reason I'm a mathematician and not a programmer. Because not you can get jobs. So in theory, I should be ignoring this. So instead, it jumps to that. 1. Now, I should be comparing. 1. I'm actually gonna come right here. That's what I'm gonna do. Right here. I'm gonna squid it. We're gonna squid it. We're gonna squid it. For reference, I realized I've never mentioned this. Squid is always the word I just type if I want to just break code. I'm gonna run and then just break it in the middle. I will always type squid. I don't remember when that started. I want to say a computer science C++. No, it was a C class. The next semester, I had to take a C++ class. But you finished brute forcing it, Ava? The like full one? I'm proud of you. That's very on brand for you. What was I doing? Oh, right. J, triangle right. Okay, where do I lose myself?
So if this is not equal to 0, which it is not, so we don't care.
Okay, lower down 1 row. Alright, shift over. Alright, lower down 1 directly. So, like... What is this, by the way? What is this printing? I want to know this. Maybe that's part of it. I want to know what exactly I'm printing here. The max between those two. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Oh, I think I got it. Alright, Jay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jay. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. I think I got it. So what I'm doing is my paths are being stuck on... They're not following the correct flow. This path is being treated different. Okay, how am I going to do that then? So I can't be counting the paths with J. That's the problem. So what I do have to be counting the paths with then is something else. Let's try and figure out how to be smart. Wait, is it actually fine if I get up? Wait, that might actually matter. So, in theory, one of the paths goes 10, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's fine. But, one of the paths will also go 10, 1. No, but when I choose, so if I go from 10 to 1, and then I have 11, it's going to add, and then it goes like, oh, I should add to 5. It's going to add to 2 instead of adding to 3. So I can't be using J's for that. I have to be doing something. A different form of counting. But what is that counting? What do I account for this counting? I like that I put delete there and just commented it out, because that's what I do. I can say thinking. Water. Hydrate. Hydrate. Instead of past time. That one's fine. Because that's just the 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to shift the path based off of what? Actually do make it 2D. We also have to make if I turn the path into a 4x4, for example, or turn the path into a 2D square, then let me think. Let me draw it out actually for myself. Turn the path into a 2D square. Then I'm gonna go from 0, 8, 4, 6, 7. Let me switch over so I can properly show nonsense. 3, 5, 0. It's like a basic syntax thing or something. Always what catches me. Alright. Then so what was happening is that this path was then merging with these. So we're just gonna do 10 or 1 here. Technically, but it wants to add. So I need to add 1 to path 4 instead of adding 1 to path 3. So I need to determine the source. So okay. X. Okay, that's how I do it. We're gonna do another if statement. That'll be the clincher. If this greater than all this, then paths j. So if row 3 is better, so if we're on row 3 and it's like, oh, I just add to the one directly below it, we just pump that up. That's not the case. Will this work, actually? I'm not curious. I think. Maybe. We'll find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh. Just... Oh, right, you guys can't see right now. Oh. Well, if that is true, then we take this whole thing. Oh my god, what did I just do? Oh my god. And this instead sums to which that what if you guessed the path and got the answer, then did it again for problem 67? You would be a prodigy. Knowing how these things usually play out, Ava, I feel like that's totally in your ballpark. Okay. So now index 4 is out of round. Right. Oh. All right, working reverse. I should just match this to work out minus J. That's what I should do. Okay. Okay. Now do we follow a series of correct paths? 19, 11, 16, 20. I'll write this down somewhere. I remember. See if these are correct. $19. So in theory, we should start at 10. Oh, MS Paint here. So 10. So 1 adds to 10. And then 5 here. Adds to either 2 or 1. But in this case, it actually, this path. Huh? What? I'm getting bogged down in my own stuff. Wrong color. Yellow. Okay. We start at 10, 8, 4. But then say, greater, or 6 greater, or is 8 greater? Greater. Do 10 plus 1. Okay. After we get 11? 16. That's that would make sense. Hold on a minute. Watch as I syntactically boink myself up again. For the 800th time in a row. So if we were to just follow that through line, we should be getting 25. That has not shown up. Okay. Equals 0. So we're starting at the third path. Okay. And we're moving backward. Let's forget our final. Our last one. Or the end. We should be starting at 10. One should be adding to 1. One should be at 5. Alright, you know what? We're going to take a quick 10-minute break so I can let my brain step back away from it for a minute, charge it over. I will be back. The music shall stay. Bye. Big thing. So I was looking at more. I shouldn't even be. I don't know why my brain is having such a hard time wrapping around this. It's just the only thing stopping me is just logging paths correctly, and I don't know why that's my barrier. My variable my variable barrier right now. So the main thing is my main thing is that I'm adding, I keep on stacking onto the wrong pathway. So, because I've been counting by J's, and I can't count by J's if I have to discount that, but can I just ignore this entirely? Because the zeros by default will not be more than when they counteract. Weird idea. What if I just do this? I don't think this will work. Index 4 is out of bounds. Oh, what didn't I like about that? I plus 1 minus j minus j plus 1. Here's my syntax issue. No, that shouldn't be j minus 1. Oh, if I'm changing up how I'm doing that, then yes, it should be. Or should we like that? Which I don't think will give me the right answer. Unless it just did. Because my ending values for these answers should be 7 chooses that. So the corner ones stay that. 6, 7, 16. Wait. 5. Yeah, she got 25 twice. 6 and 7 is 13. Plus 3 is 3. Or plus 3 is 16. Plus 9 is 25. We go over to our green. Okay. Oh no, hold on. I'm doing this differently. That should be the answers. Okay, 6, 7, 5, 9. That's how we do it, 27. Okay, yeah, no, that makes more sense. So then, oh wait, so I think this is working correctly. No, it's not, because we didn't get a 27. Shit. I mean, heck. 4, 7, 5, 9, 8, 2, 5, oops. 4, 7, 5, 9 gets us 25. 8, 2, 5, 9. It's 10, 15. That gets us 24. 10, 1, 5, 9. Should get us 25. Why am I struggling at such a basic thing? I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. If I don't get it down in the next few minutes, I might just call it here. And that's not like a me being discouraged thing. That's just me of like, okay, my brain is not braining. That's one of my qualms when people are like, the math isn't mathing. It's like, no, the math is correct. You're just not, no, you're just not doing it correctly. In this case, the programming isn't the programming is programming. I'm just programming poorly. My brain is not wrapping around the geometric very well. Again, this always is my problem. The math concept is down. It's just this. Oh, I could try this. I could try what I had previously, but with that slight caveat that might fix things. Let's try it. If that's the case, hatchets on there. I don't think this is right, but doesn't hurt to try. Remember, kids, there's no wrong answers in sports except losing. And thank God this isn't a sport then. Flip our sign. Yeah, it's completely wrong. Okay. I just have to start it from the source code. Wait. Say that again, me. I just have to start it from the source code. So, 0. Why doesn't that work? Hold on now. Why doesn't that work? Yeah. For each term, we just look at the two below it. Yeah, that's all fine. Hold on a minute. I know I just had this, but I think I had it slightly wrong. That's why. Plus equals the max. Those two. Count down 1. Count down 1. We just say we look at the previous thing. So we have our different starting points. And then we're just gonna sum the one previous that's bigger. I'll try. Why is that coming out wrong? Did I do my math wrong? 11, 16, 16 plus 9 is 25. Alright. Please do, because I'm syntaxing something wrong somewhere. I'm all for it. My brain is just not seeing it. That's obvious. It's just the ability to count rows. And for some reason, my ability to count rows is falling off the face of the earth. Like, the methodology is correct. I just don't know why I'm coding it poorly. I blame being sleepy. Being eepy. Eepy, sleepy. I don't know. I blame my being out of it. Feel free to send that in the Discord, Ava. I'll finish up my method. I'm gonna take another minute. I'm gonna finish up my method. I'll post whatever I did as the answer. Yeah, and tomorrow we will be in better suits for this. I blame being out of commission for 12 days or something. Anyways, I have been, so I'm actually gonna call it here. 2 hours. Seems fair. Anyways, I have been Poisson Invariance, your mathematical maestro and LaTeX linguist. I will see you all tomorrow. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just it. Alright, thanks for watching. And bye-bye. My model froze the perfect time for that. Bye-bye.